Good afternoon, TNT Super Fantastic family. Today is Monday, February 4, 2019. Yours truly, Raymond 98 here, along with.
Right. Good morning, TNT. So, you guys can tell right now my voice is kind of strange. There was a big game yesterday. I did a lot of hooping and hollering. And in the end, it was all for nothing. One of the sorriest teams in the league won, but we'll go on. No, I'm just joking. All right, Ray, what's going on? You got any blasts? Put out any information?
No, nothing went out over the weekend. So let's just jump right into it.
Let's get started. Huh? All right, hold on.
Let's get it started.
Okay, well, my voice is messed up, guys. So, this is what we know. We know our articles today that the president did, in fact, sign the budget. So it has gone to him, went through all the reviews, should be in the Gazette on Wednesday. Should be in the Gazette on Wednesday because it's ready to be recorded. We know the banks were on high alert all weekend, just in case. They brought in some extra people. Then they thought we should be at the bank by Tuesday, is what we were hearing. We should be at the bank by Tuesday. We probably won't get to the bank until Thursday, if it's this week or after, because I think they'll wait until the Gazette is until the budget is actually in the Gazette. Even though everybody thought they were going to go last week, that's what they were being told. The lower denoms were supposed to come out Saturday. So none of that happened. All that could have been pre-planned because they thought the budget was already going to be in the Gazette. So I look for a repeat of that this week. I haven't been told that yet. I have not been told that yet because we haven't talked to the people we need to this morning. But I'm sure throughout the day or before the day is over, we will. So the banks are holding steady, waiting to go. We do know there is a rate there. We do know what the rate is. We already gave you guys that information. Hasn't changed. The number hasn't changed. And they're just sitting there waiting to go. So we're not final week or weeks, one or the other. Everything else is done. All right, Ray.
Okay, let's see. Let me get to the Q&A. I didn't have it pulled up already, but that'll only take a second.
No.
We didn't have any updates. Wow, we're not going to get to all these. There's 37 questions in here. What in the world prompted that? Anyway.
I don't know, but go through and pick out the good ones.
Okay.
Not the redundant ones, just good.
Okay. Somewhere in Texas says, how long do you feel the PTB will be able to wait to release for us now that they have already been exchanges taking place?
How long can they wait for us?
It says, how long do you feel the PTB will be able to wait to release for us now that there have already been exchanges taking place? I guess, the full public release.
I know what he's asking, but I was just trying to remember. I think in 2008, they had started paying people. Paid about 5,000-6,000 of them. And we thought we were next. As a matter of fact, I even got from some of those people who are, of course, government people. Well, I only did it because I thought they were going to do you guys next. A lot of people said I wouldn't have even taken it if I didn't know they were going to keep going and get everybody. That isn't the case here. We were told they were doing approximately 60 people a day, some locations. And this was roll out. And they wanted to take this month to do it and then take off in March. But we were also told that plan changed last week. And I know it did because they brought people in over the weekend. And their banks were on high alert over the weekend. So they wouldn't need to do that if they still only plan on doing 60 people a day. So there's a delegation from Iraq that's supposed to be over here today, meaning about everything that's Iraq. I don't know if it has anything to do with the budget or not. I wouldn't think so, since the president just signed it, and all it needs to do is go to the Gazette. They could do that on their own. And then off we go now. He had 15 days to sign it. He's already signed it, which means you're not trying to drag this portion out. Now you can go ahead and get recorded. I don't know how many days they can take. And I'm hoping it's this week, to tell you the truth. All right? Man, this is hard with my voice, but go ahead. Right?
Okay. Ham Dopia says, do you know if exchange in Canada will also be non-taxable event?
Taxable.
Did we even hear about Canada not being taxed? I don't recall hearing that, so I'm not sure.
They said they would follow the same guidelines.
Okay.
So we'll see.
All right. Queen Bee says, since there are no definitive conditions in place to get the contract rate, it seems to me that we are at the mercy of the bankers. How do we know if we're getting the best rate possible in comparison to someone they may prefer?
Well, unless they come out with some guidelines in black and white, like they should, so there won't be a controversy of the rich getting richer and the poor staying poor, or I'm saving this for my 20 friends because they're all coming tomorrow. I understand, yes, but we have to look at the numbers. You have to present yourself and ask, I guess, for somebody else to verify if that's the rate, or that's the highest rate you can get. Now, when I say ask, if you're at the teller window, no sense asking because that's it. They're going to give you what's on their screen. But if you're working with the wealth manager or somebody else and you don't trust them for some reason, then ask for somebody else. As boss, these are the rates. And if you know that we've come back and we put on our board, these are the rates that people are getting, this is the contract rate, then you know that's not right. We'll have to see what happens before I can tell you guys what I would do. Ooh, what is that? Man. Okay.
Yeah, I bumped into something. Okay, let's see.
Okay.
Doctor of Stewardship. Okay. Let's see. Doctor of Stewardship says a source from the Central Bank of Iraq on Monday, today, that a bank delegation will visit Baghdad on Tuesday to meet with the Prime Minister in the Republic and Parliament. The source told the news that an Iranian bank delegation headed by the governor of the central bank, this delegation will discuss the issue of U.S. sanctions and find a legal formula for a dollar cooperation with Iran. Have you any intel, thoughts, or sense of a favorable outcome for Iran here regarding this delegation meeting?
And why are we talking about Iran?
Because some members hold Real. I guess that's the first reason why. No telling with Doctor of Stewardship. He's a very intellectual individual. So he may be asking for some other intellectual reasons. But I think most of the members
Okay.
want to know the answer because they
First of all, the real is not going. It's on the sanction list. So if you're waiting for this to happen, it's not going to happen. If nobody else can use it, nobody else can trade with them, and it's all based off the U.S., what makes you think you're going to be able to trade with them? You're not. As long as the sanctions are there, we tell everybody else that don't give them dollars. Excuse me. And then you think we're going to give them dollars? I gotta say, who does that make sense to, y'all? Now, come on. All right. No, they're not going to get anything. That's why Iraq is here, trying to cut a deal for Iraq to deal with them. So, if the delegation from Iraq that's here does good, they're going to go back and tell them this is what they can buy and do. It's not going to be up to the delegation they sent to Iraq. They're not going to go against the deal that they're going to make here in Washington. So that's not going to happen.
Let's see. Hosac R. Has there been any word or confirmation regarding the rate that contractors are being paid with? Did they increase their rate, positive or negative?
Yeah, nothing on the rate for contracts over the contractors. It was supposed to go into effect February the 2nd. Today is February the 4th. But we haven't talked to, oh, no, wait a minute. Yeah, we haven't talked to any contracts, see what's going on. I had heard, we heard from our committee guys that date had been moved to March the 1st. But we have not heard that from any of the contractors that they were notified that their new date was March the 1st. I haven't seen it in any articles that the new date was March the 1st. So hopefully throughout the day or tomorrow we'll find out if they got new information.
Okay. Patty says, before we can go to the bank to exchange, does the budget have to be in the Gazette?
It will be, but yes, I guess so. I guess that's what they're holding it for. Even though it was voted on and passed, it's not in the Gazette yet. Even though the president signed it already today, it's not in the Gazette yet. But it should be for Wednesday.
All right. Lou and Deb NC. Have we heard anything about the missing billions of dinar? Was it returned?
No. It's not been returned. Again, he said he's going to give them a week or 2 weeks to return it. And all he's going to do is then make their names public. Who got it? And they don't care. So I doubt they're going to get that until they charge them with something. Then it'll be a little bit different. But guess what else? We never got back the billions and billions of dollars that went missing over there either. And nobody's ever been charged for it. And I didn't say billions, I said billions that was coming off the plane and disappearing in 48 hours. Okay, good.
Okay. Orlando 1 says, sorry if this is elementary. After the RV, what happens if I go to purchase dinar at currency exchange? I'll pay $40 for a 10K note instead of $10?
If you exchange a 10K note for $40,000, then yes, they're going to be selling 10K notes for $40,000 because that's going to be the rate.
Okay. Storm. My question refers to the IMF projects. As we negotiate rate terms, etc., how will we know the amount to invest unless we know without a doubt that this is a non-taxable event? Well, we already determined that when we introduced it. Let me see the rest of his question. It seems it would be a benefit to the banks as well as funding the projects. I hope they give you something in writing about the taxes so you can pass. Yes, we will. It was introduced to us as a tax-free investment, but I'm sure there'll be documentation that will support that.
Okay, I think they're talking about that the exchange is tax-free.
Well, they said in reference to the IMF projects, that would be the investments.
I know, but it said in reference to the IMF projects, how will we know how much money to hold back during the exchange when we don't know if it's going to be taxable? So they can't take their money and put it into a 5-year agreement, and in 6 months the taxes due because they already put the money in the agreement. So that's the question he's asking.
Yeah. Okay. Looking back at it now. Yeah. How will we know to invest unless we know it's a non-taxable event? Okay. That means the exchange. Do what we've always been telling you. Set aside 50%, invest the rest.
Until they tell us, that's the best option you have. Because they're not going to wait 5 years for their money. I can tell you that. You already put it somewhere else. Now, what you can do, and the IRS will do it, everybody else, is get on their payment plan and take the interest that you're getting back from the projects and pay. If it comes out that way, you're still going to have to pay the tax on the money that you're getting. So it's really going to be complicated if you do it like that. So these are things, again, we can look at, because you're not going to do an IMF project while you're exchanging. So after the exchange, we all come back together again, and we have the information about the IMF projects. We'll talk about the ways to do that to make sure we're doing it right. That's one of the reasons we'll be coming back after the RV so we can get these things together. Okay? Man, I should have had me some coffee or something like that.
Yeah. No, don't start suggesting what you should have. I'll get 1,500 text messages.
Oh, yeah.
But, all right, Jimmy and KC. His question with a whole lot of figures in it boils down to the ratio between buy and sell is 25%. What are your banking managers saying about the actual exchange fees? I thought it was going to be about the actual ratio if it's going to be the same when the rate changes, but now he's saying the actual exchange fees.
The ratio will probably still be the same between buy and sell. The numbers are going to change, but it should still be the same. So are your fees. You can look at the fees you're paying right now. It should be about the same. And even if they reduce it, which we were told is less than 1%, or the percentage is so small, that it's not even worth arguing over. Now, that depends on how much you have. If I'm getting 100,000 and they want, 0.25% for doing it, if I'm getting 100 million and they want 0.25% for doing those same 5 pages, we got something to talk about. So it's going to be different for each individual. Go on there. If it makes sense, do it. If it doesn't, negotiate. And if they won't, go somewhere else, and they will, before you leave that room. Okay? Go ahead.
Country Girl 2002. I haven't heard anything about the rupiah for a bit. Do you have any rates or info? Still the same that we've been quoting. Nothing's changed in the last several weeks on rupiah. That's why you haven't heard anything about it. Nothing's changed. Roman for freedom. I want the contract rate if I go to the bank and they say we don't have that or they don't see it. How am I supposed to know if they even know about it? And do I go to another bank that does, or are they all informed about it?
Um, this is what I would do, guys. I'd say you need to give me the contract rate, or I'm gonna tell Tony. I'm just joking. Wait, I had to say that. I'm sorry. And we won't know what to do again until we know they're doing it. Somebody posts some rates, and you do what I said on the first part. If you don't trust them in your line, get verification from somebody else. I need to speak to the next level up. I want to know it. But also keep your documentation, guys, so we can look at this. Because it's going to be up to us. You know, banks do what they do. And they do a lot of stuff wrong. And they do a lot of stuff crooked. And we already know that because they've been getting caught at it. And the only way to really know is for us to try to keep track of it ourselves and then go back and look at it if they don't. That means on the boards. That means during our calls. That means somebody saying, I absolutely did get this rate and I'm at this state. And we'll know. And we'll just, I don't want to get into a lot of threats and warnings and actions to be taken. Let's try and hope that they're honest for the most part and see that they give it out. I would think most of you guys want the contract rate. I'm going to be watching it. We got some bank people who are inside. They're with us, are watching it. Sure, we have some national people that are watching it, and we're going to see the numbers. And as long as they come out to those numbers, then we'll know everything was okay. Individually, you guys are going to have to sense for yourself, does this person have an attitude with me? Do they not like me? Or are we not vibing? Then I need to go sit with somebody else and do it with somebody you're comfortable with. Say, this is what I know. This is what the contract's supposed to be. And this is how it's supposed to come out. And if you don't know about it, tell them to make a phone call and find out. All right, Ray? All right, Ray?
Okay. Scout Dad says,
no.
I'm here. Scout Dad, did the banks give any indication what the point of no return is for them? I guess massive amounts of exchanging?
Yeah, that's all.
And that was their strategy.
If they get started day one and people know about it, then there isn't, because we're posting it all over the boards. Everybody's happy. And then they say, well, now we got to do it. So let's go before something else happens. And, you know, we're giving them a chance to do that.
All right. Charlie, okay. Do we need 800 numbers today to be at the bank tomorrow? No. We don't need 800 numbers. They've always been a matter of convenience for us. But there's several banks that have told lots of folks, when it's time, come and see me. So that you know we don't need 800 numbers. It's just a convenience. Let's see.
It's crowd control. So good.
Right. Dave C. Have you had any additional first-hand contact with anyone who has exchanged anywhere in the U.S.? Now, we've answered those types of questions before. Yes. PJW1. Several years ago, when the RV seemed imminent, advice was given to protect our identity by using disposable phones for making appointments and getting off the grid with post office boxes rather than our customary mail boxes. Is this still advisable, especially for those who will be very wealthy as a result of the exchange?
I didn't know about using the phones. You know, that seems a little extreme for me to make an appointment. You go out and buy a phone. Now, uh, everything else, if you don't want to, give out your address and all that, your bank is going to have it. Have them go through them. I don't know that the bank is going to let you, they might use a post office box. But the thing is, guys, is to complete the transaction and then disappear, not disappear doing the transaction. If you want to disappear after the transaction. Because that means I don't want any of my information to be even there. If I live at 123 Simpson Street and I want to put that in because I'm moving, I don't want to put my new address, and then I can have my mail forwarded to my post office box from there. Nobody ever needs to have my new address. Nobody ever needs to have my new phone number. But when I'm first setting up, I need a phone number in there. I don't want it to be my new one. So those things take place after the transaction. Yeah. All right, well, go ahead.
Burbank Lou. Tony has said that the plan was to limit or cap the amount contract rates that people can get to spread them out to more people. Does that include people with just one or four 25K notes? If they go to a cashier, they won't be able to get the contract rates. Call and ask. When you call to make your appointment, they want to know how much you have. And you say, well, I have four 25K notes, and I want the contract rate. And either they'll make an appointment for you, or they'll say, that's too small, just go to such and such, to a cashier, to a teller. Then you'll have your answer. A lot of these questions that some of you are posting that I'm not even reading out, they're going to become self-evident when the time comes based on who you're speaking with. If it's 800 number or bank source, and we can only guesstimate at what they're going to say. So when you call them, you'll know. IFY. Sure wish Raymond and Tony would go down the list of currencies and give the contract and market sell and possible buy rates, just one after another without interruption or tangents, one right after the other. Dinar, Dong, Zim, Rupiah, Afghani, Rial, etc. No. Chris.
Oh, my God. Go ahead.
Chris says, Tony, do you believe it is political stability, get the government fully informed in parentheses, and the elimination of the harmful Iranian influence before the RV happens? Okay, I need to keep reading all these before I start quoting them. Okay, so do you believe it's political stability and elimination of harmful Iranian influence before the RV happens?
I believe that for months. I mean, because that's what they're fighting over. Who's going to control what portion when this money does happen. And because, again, they were using it as the carrot in the stick when dealing with Iraq and Iran. But like everything else is developed, now they're giving them till June the 30th to do the ministers. I don't think the RV is going to wait until June the 30th. The people know the money is there. They've been told that. They now know the budget has been signed by the president and just needs to go in the Gazette. So they're not just going to stand idly by and let that happen another 4 or 5 months before they get to see it. So I do think we'll see it before everything else is stabilized. But they're working hard. They're doing just that. That's why Iraq is here today. That's why Iran is here, to make sure they're all in agreement and how they can avoid some of the sanctions and still keep operating. And I'm sure something's going to come out of that agreement. Okay. All right. What's next?
Okay. Shad K or Shad KA. Any idea which Canadian banks will be exchanging? All of your top ones, whatever your top ones are, I'm sure they will be. Royal Bank, Toronto, Dominion, Seems like I remember hearing two or three other names. But Canadians, you're not going to have a problem finding banks that will exchange. Okay, what is this? Decrator? I guess that's what they haven't heard any more regarding the package Tony and DC used to refer to receiving before we go to the banks. Any more word on receiving a package of instructions?
I don't know. Excuse me. If you were talking about the RV or the prosperity package. So, and we haven't heard even about the prosperity packages either in years. But it was set up to go at one time because we were actually told to contact our people so they could be aware of the phone call and receiving the package. Now, prosperity package, for you guys who don't know, is where the government was just going to basically send you $1 million. They're going to send it out to the citizens in the country. Some people got to come up with lists and names who they wanted to receive one. And then they were notified, hey, tell those people to get ready because the bank's going to start calling, just so they wouldn't think it was something, a scam or something like that. They would be notified. At the same time, they had already started paying off people's mortgages. Now, I know two people I've known for years. And during that time when this was supposed to go, both of their mortgages got paid off. And it was supposed to be hundreds of thousands of other people. But they're lucky they were at the front of the line. But at least two people I know the program worked for, and their mortgages were paid off. There'll probably be more after this goes, so we'll see. I don't know about the packages, because when I was talking about the contract rates, and I was talking about what we were going to do, and, the comment to me was that was last administration. This one wants to do something different. And we don't even know what it is because they don't even know what it is. They're trying to get rid of 800 numbers. They're saying just let you go to the bank and have chaos, but it really don't make sense because they're saying no 800 numbers, they'll go to the bank. We don't want 800 numbers because people be standing outside the bank and somebody will come by and shoot them. That's exactly what I was told. They don't want 800 numbers because they don't want lines out the bank. Somebody will come out and start shooting. There's a bunch of crazy people out there, yes. And they know all y'all standing out there getting ready to be millionaires. There may be some dummy out there that come by and say they're not getting it and wipe them out. So wouldn't it make more sense people to call 800 numbers and go for their appointment one at a time inside the bank and nobody not even know they're there? Makes more sense to me. But somehow it came out to them, maybe we don't need the 800 numbers. Anyway, we'll see what they do. Same thing, prosperity packages. If that's the package he was talking about, I don't see an RV package. With the RV itself, all we ever intended to do was put the information on the site and do a call. All right, what's next?
Okay, I lost my questions. Here we go. W. Frick says, does the committee you communicate with only provide you with information, or do they share it with other groups and gurus? Only us. At least that's what they tell us.
At least that's what they tell us anyway.
And nobody else is reporting their information that they give us. So I'm going to say it's only us, because we don't hear it coming from any other people before we bring it out. So, all right, Walking in Truth says, can we go over how? Wait a minute. Okay. If we can go over and pay for layaways, how is it not double dipping? I think that's what they're trying to ask.
I didn't say it wasn't double dipping. If you took exchange money and then went and paid for your layaway, but it's yours. So what else you gonna do? I mean, I don't think they can cut that off, because you know what? If they say, hey, you can't use your exchange money to go pay off your layaway. You know what I would say? Ray, go in exchange and give me a loan so I can go get my money before I do my exchange. Because then they're going to tell me I can't do it. They can't tell me I can't borrow money from him or anybody else to go do it. So it's just something that would happen as quickly as possible. So I don't think there is any, you can't use your money to pay off your layaway. Everybody in the world is smart enough to go around that, I would think. If they're not, they just get on this call and Ray will tell you.
Okay.
I'm trying to share the bullseye. Y'all haven't figured it out yet.
All right, let's go to some live callers. First one, 865 area code.
Hi, guys. Appreciate the information. Appreciate your taking my call. I do have a couple of questions for you, if I may. And I'll be the first to confess that I'm at the top of the list of those who are somewhat disappointed that the by Tuesday has been changed now to by Thursday. At least it's still within this week. But I am curious, Tony, because you made the comment that the banks were on high alert over the weekend because of their thinking that it would be by Tuesday. Given that as a parameter, what sort of alert are they on at this particular juncture leading into Thursday?
Now, let me tell you, the banks didn't tell me by Thursday. They haven't changed it by Tuesday.
Okay, then.
I said by Thursday because, first of all, I'm assuming that the bank keeps putting out this schedule because they think certain things will be done in that time frame. Like he would have signed it. It would have been in the Gazette on Wednesday, and then this weekend we would have been going. So that's the same scenario we have coming up for this week. Mm-hmm. Or they thought it was going to go in the Gazette on Saturday, which it didn't, because I don't see any other reason for them to be gearing up. Because I personally feel it's not going to happen until it goes in the Gazette.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that it's set to go in the Gazette, I think it could happen as early as Thursday. They have not come back to me at all and say it's not going to happen tomorrow.
Okay. So that was a Tony reference on the by Thursday.
Thursday, yeah.
Okay.
Or after the Gazette. Let me clean that up then.
Well, let me hope that the Gazette might come out and they're doing a special edition as we speak, and so everything stays on target that way. Always the optimist here. And my other question, with respect to the Iraqi delegation in Washington, I know a lot of times for security reasons, the individuals making up delegations don't tend to get published. Given that they are already over here, as I understand it from you, who all are members of that delegation?
You know what? I am absolutely shocked that you asked me that question.
I know.
Well, I am, because there is an article out who lists everybody who was part of the delegation. I just had to go through and find it. And I would expect you to already know that.
Well, I didn't. And that's why I asked. So I will go and search. And my apologies to all the listeners that I didn't have that. But given that you do know the information, can you give at least?
Find it. I don't know if I can find it. Let me see. Mahdi Abadi, Sadar, for everybody but Maliki. Wait, hold on. I got the answer. Tish, can you tell me which article it was in? Hold on.
But there was a different article. This is a confusion on my part as well, though. I'll confess to that there had been the reference of groups going on. It seemed like it was there were some that were the meetings were going on in Iraq versus the delegation coming to the U.S. And I don't know. So I was getting a little puzzled on that one. So that's why I was asking for some clarification, because it seemed that there were two different groups that were involved in this. So.
So what happened is Marty was coming over here, and he wanted to meet with Parliament, Sadar, and the guys who were opposing the U.S. being there. He wanted to have some sense of what kind of agreement can I go over to the U.S. and ask for or make. So he had a meeting with them prior to coming over here. Now, while he's here today in his delegation, as you just heard earlier, there's an Iranian delegation that's over in Baghdad trying to convince them that the U.S. needs to go, trying to convince them to go against the sanctions and everything else. So there are two parallel meetings going on, but they're not going to be able to make a decision in Baghdad or anything about what Iran is doing until they figure out what happened with the meeting here in the U.S.
Right. And so, given those parameters, what representative of the Central Bank of Iraq is where? Or is there even a representative of the Central Bank of Iraq involved in this, especially here in Washington?
I don't know. I was waiting for Tish to bring me the article, but she didn't do it.
Tish, where are you?
I don't work for you. there is an article, though, and it lists everybody that's a part of the delegation. It actually lists the entire delegation.
Okay. I will go continue to search, and my apologies that I didn't know that one. Sometimes one slips up now.
Here I go.
Okay.
Here I go. No, hold on. I found it.
Good for you.
Yeah. All right. The delegation includes representatives of the Council of Presidents, head of the Monetary and Development Bloc, head of Justice Bloc, whatever his name is, head of the Future Bloc, whatever his name is, chairman of the Legal Committee, chairman of the Committee on Economy Investments. There's a whole list of people here.
But you aren't seeing a lock. You do not see a lock's name there or any representative of the Central Bank of Iraq.
Hold on, let me see. Oh, wait, this is the wrong article. My bad. That was a Jordanian article. Sorry. I got like 30 articles this morning.
Okay.
But there is an article out there. So I'll tell you what you can do. We're going to say, since everybody's interested in it, maybe somebody could post it in the forum, or when I find it, I'll just tweet it out to you guys. How's that? If everybody's interested in who's there,
sounds good.
I'll tweet it up.
Good enough. And needless to say, I'm somewhat disappointed that things seem to be pushed a little further on, because 10 days from today would put it at Valentine's Day, and that would be a wonderful time for our 10-day post-RV TNT SuperFantastic project. But whenever it is, that's going to be a great time, and we know that you'll let us know when the start point is for counting down on that. And again, thanks for all your information, the nuances, and all the intel. We appreciate it. Have a great day.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. 317 area code, you are on.
Good morning and good afternoon. Thank you for taking my call once again. I have just a couple questions, please. One kind of question I'm asking about Wednesday's call when Tony came on and had me running around my house so excited because he was saying that people were getting paid. The RV had gone through, and that some people would be paid on that day and the rest of us would be paid on the next day. What happened to the RV already having gone through, just kind of being divvied out? What happened?
What happened is people were getting paid. As I said, they were paying 60 people a day, and it was decided that it would go Monday. Now, they're paying people based on the fact, again, they probably thought this was already going to go in the Gazette and they were going to be able to go this weekend. Now, that was Wednesday. When I tell you we had the call, their plan was to pay 60 people a day and ramp it up until March the 1st. During our call, that was their plan.
Right.
And then they changed the plan because they heard
during that call.
That's right. So the plan changed. They said, okay, we can't do that. Let's just get this thing started before it gets all messed up because of these, toothless crackheads might do something. So in changing that plan, they thought we're just going to go with it. We got live numbers sitting here, and it's supposed to go through. The budget was already approved. Just needed the president's, the House of Representatives, the president, and then go to the Gazette. All of that could have happened by Saturday. We could have been in the bank today, just like they said, or by tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
It didn't happen over the weekend. It didn't go in the Gazette on Saturday. So I see it happening this coming weekend. It goes in on Wednesday, and they get started. That's what should happen. I can't make it happen, but based on their plan, that's how it should go. Now, they did, in fact, have people on high alert and at the bank waiting to go for you to be there. Okay.
And I know it's not in your control. It's just kind of the words, I guess, is what really got me. How you indicated it was actually done. They were just hiding it. And it was just a matter of, when they felt like letting it go and then it flowing through to all of us. Because my biggest concern is, just like you were mentioning earlier in the call, is are they just going to divvy this out to who they want to get the money, keep the rest of us toothless crackheads without money, forever? Just like they did in 2008, they can do it again this year is what my concern is. And I don't know what the point of no return is. And when if Iraq gets their money, will we definitely get money here in the United States? Is that a given? Because if my understanding is correct, they're not getting paid yet either, right?
That's right. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, we're still here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought Tony was calling out hello like he couldn't hear me. I'm sorry.
No, let me make sure you guys can hear me with my bad voice and this change speaker. Listen, when I told you Wednesday that this is the case, it's because that is the case. It's because I have bankers who are looking at screens and saying this rate is sitting here, and I got people in Washington and committee people, bankers saying it's all set, it's all done, we're waiting for a go. The RV itself has been completed. We're waiting for a go to release it to everybody else. Now, what they're waiting for on that go, or who they're waiting for, is the question. But the banks are satisfied that, okay, now it's done. We know it's done. because we have a live screen right here, or a screen with a live number. So we're going to start calling in our people. And that's what they started doing, calling in people on their list who they wanted to pay first, and they started paying those people. Now, I got somebody who got paid. I have somebody who got the call. She told him on the next call. Now, she didn't call him over the weekend, but he's still there on standby. So she said, the next call, I'm going to bring you in. So I don't know if they stop pay or not, or they're going to do it. But that is what's happening in the back room right now. And people are, in fact, well, they were on Friday. I haven't talked to anybody this morning, getting paid.
Right. Well, I guess, too, one of my major concerns is that I was trying to be proactive this weekend and trying to find where in this crazy city will I go to do an exchange, especially if they don't do the 800 numbers, which is a major concern because no one in this city is aware of an exchange coming with the Iraqi Dinar RV. I went to a bank even this morning. I went to several banks, Chase mostly because that's where I do bank. That's where I bought most of my currency. Of course, other than the dinar, I bought all my dong there. They know me by name in 3 different banks. I don't know what list I need to be on, but they obviously ain't calling me. But, no one is ready, it seems like, to me, to even do this thing. You say they're on high alert. I don't know what cities it is because it's sure not Indianapolis, Indiana.
Yeah, I can see why not, though. But anyway, no. Wait. Listen, I will tell you, and it's probably going to drive this city crazy, though. But I'll give you state of North Carolina. There are 2 cities that at least have banks that were showing their customers the rates, that were scheduling appointments for them. Okay? At least 2 cities right there. So there are cities, that's not the only state, though. I'm just saying it's not statewide. But if they were just getting people through, then they were just doing it. I can't tell you which banks could, which banks couldn't. I do know that more and more bankers are finding out about it. I do know there was a memo out 2 weeks ago now with Chase, your bank, that told them they need to start briefing the tellers on what's going on so they will know, because they thought it was going to go at the time. It didn't. The memo went out because everybody knows that the memo went out. So, again, I think they're prepared for it. They're going to do it. And your biggest concern is when that you're going to get paid. There's no way they're not going to do this, guys. And we already know they have paid people because we know. Again, we know the transactions, the dollar amounts, and we know that we were a big part of this happening, and we need to get ours. And more important, we know what to do if this new administration ever thought about excluding us.
Absolutely, and trust me, I'm all ready and fired up, ready to go. Because what I'm hearing does not sound fair in any way. So that's just my concern. But I just hope there's some kind of plan. I know this administration flies by the seat of their pants most of the time, and we got all these people. It would be crazy for all of us people to be running around to a bank and are you giving exchanges? Are you doing exchanges? Are you doing exchanges? Now that would be crazy for the banks as well as our safety. So I hope someone's listening that has some authority and has a plan that will work, because what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing right now, they're not ready. And I'm ready, but they're not ready.
Well, there was a plan that we already had that would make them ready, but I guess they think they know better than everybody else. So I don't know which plan they're going to go with. I would think, listening to us, they would still do the 800 numbers because it makes more sense than creating chaos. Because as soon as you go on our board and say, I went to this bank on ABC Street, then everybody in the country is going to know ABC Street Bank is exchanging, and they're going to have that chaos they didn't want.
Yeah.
3-4 people standing outside the bank, televisions out there saying, what's going on, time, and then expose them to everything. So somewhere
that to me is a very, very high risk situation.
That's right. So, but somebody in their group has the intelligence to see that. I know they do. I got confidence in them because I've been saying it for 2 weeks. And more important than that, things I went over with our committee guy to pass on, which you need to call and give me some answers. But believe me, I did already let them know. Okay?
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, if they don't give the 800 numbers, do you think that they will somehow or another have some kind of a list so that we're not running around the city? I mean, I literally did that all day Saturday between Chase and Bank of America, PNC. I was all over the place.
Here's what I think, okay? If they say go with no 800 number, I think we're going to all go. And we're going to point out certain banks, and they're going to have lines in them, they're going to have chaos, and then they're going to say, hey, can you do a call and tell them we have 800 numbers now? And they're going to give me a list of 800 numbers to give me.
Yeah.
Sometimes
we have 80 banks right now.
It takes
so far, none of those, I don't have a list of the 80. So.
We'll put the list out post-RV for everybody.
We'll give it to you.
Okay, because I don't have access to the forum, so that's why, you guys have more access to information than I've been able to get to. So I'm sorry. I don't have anybody in the group that has access to the forum. So
it's okay. We'll post it on the site. We'll put it up.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I appreciate you taking time to calm me down. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, 951, you are on. Area code.
Good afternoon. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Hey, Tony, did you ever get a hold of your guy that went in and traded at 7 o'clock in the morning?
No. Matter of fact, all weekend. And I've been calling, too. And I was calling just to get the dong rate. But evidently, he's not answering the phone.
Okay. And secondly, can you had mentioned about rates and what they are. Can you give an update on the Zim? The last time I think it was like 12 to 24 cents. Is that still about the same, or can you give us an update on that?
The Zim rate, is a live rate right now, and we're being told that is going to be the rate, is an RV rate. If that, in fact, is the rate, because he said there was no RV rate for it yet, but if it is, that rate comes out to 2 cents, just so you guys know. If they take the $100 trillion note, it's $2 million per note, if you use today's rate. So you can go look at any currency calculator, put in 100 trillion, because I don't know if taking the zeros off or not. I actually took the zeros off at 2 cents, and I put them in, and it's $2 million if they're going to use that rate versus anything else. So the minimum, you're going to have a note for $2 million if it goes through.
Okay. Okay. And is that on the screen, Tony? Is that live right now as we speak? Then
the Zim rate, yes, not the dollar.
Okay. So $2 million for $100 trillion note. Okay. All right. That's all I have. Yeah, with the 6 zeros up. Yeah, I understand. $2 million for $100 trillion note. Okay. Sounds good. That's all I have, guys. I appreciate it. And basically, hopefully by the end of the week, this thing will flip and will go. If they do print it in the Gazette on Wednesday, then Thursday, Friday, Saturday looks like a pretty good day for us. So let's just keep praying on that. And I'll get off and appreciate the information then, okay?
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Hey, have a good day now. Bye-bye.
Okay, now. Bye-bye. 281 area code. You are on.
Hey, Ray and Tony. How y'all doing?
Hey. I'm fantabulous to the nth degree.
Good. Mr. Tony,
I'm not talking to you.
Why?
Because I'm trying to save my voice for important people. All right.
You need to. Okay, now see, you need to quit your food. All right, you gotta. Well, I guess you had a good time at your party, Super Bowl party. I can see. Well, I went to one too yesterday, but I wasn't screaming and hollering because neither one of my teams were in the Super Bowl, so it didn't matter. I was just there. So
neither one of my teams either. I just don't like New England. But go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, I understand. Okay, well, I have a couple of questions.
All right.
I wanted to know. Okay, so we know that the budget has been sent to the Gazette several times before. We heard today that it was signed and sent to the president and signed. I guess now it's going to be sent to the Gazette. But my question is, okay, so a lot of times we know that the rate has not shown in the budget, on the English side when they have sent it to the Gazette. So is that what you're expecting, that this rate will be in there this time and shown to us? Is that what's going to make a significant difference with this budget?
The difference is they put the rate out first, right? $299 billion, which we already knew. Then they converted that to $133 trillion.
Mm-hmm.
So we know what the rate's going to be when it's converted. They put the $56 back in there per barrel, price of oil, instead of putting it down. So we know everything is right where we want it to be, the budget to be official, and then for them to announce the RV, which will convert the rate. I don't know if the converted rate is in the budget. I don't know, but they put it out at a converted rate to start with. So we'll see. Maybe that's what they do.
Okay. Okay. Well, I guess I didn't look at it like that because I'm, most of the time when they put it out, people are looking for that rate to actually show in there, and then that kind of gives us an idea that it's announced. But okay, see what you're saying. So, so with that said, once this budget is in the Gazette and everything, we're hoping and praying that they go ahead and release it, at least here in the U.S., where we can go into the banks. But if they don't let us go after all this is done, then obviously it's something else they're waiting on. Do you feel that they will try to drag this out until March, like they've been planning to, even though they said they won't?
Now, they did say they want to go until the 1st of March with Parliament. And people still think that's what we're waiting for, is Parliament to get done, then yeah. But also, we have to know that the people know the money's there.
Right.
They're waiting for the budget. And they're not just going to stand idly by when they need money they know it's there, and everybody's saying it's time to give the citizens their money. So I think the faster they do it, the more secure it'll be. Now, will Iraq people say, okay, we know it's in the budget's there, we'll wait 20 more days to the first? They probably would, but after that, it'd have to go. So I know Saturday, the lower denials were supposed to be released. Again, with everything, it didn't happen. So I'm looking for 1 week delay, and hopefully next weekend we'll see it again. All right?
Okay, and my last question, as far as the instructions, since we're so close to this, it just seems like to me that they would be probably giving out some I don't know what you would call it. I know one lady earlier said something about a package, or whatever that we were supposed to get back in the day. But would that be a question that you can ask your person, your source, about as far as, are we going to get any kind of instructions given to us, before we go into the bank? Or could they answer that question?
I can tell you right now, you're not. Now, I might get some instructions, but as far as everybody getting the instructions, I don't see it. We've been given instructions for the last 10 years of what to do, what not to do, of how to present yourself. All that information came from the bank. They were never going to write that down, but they wanted to make sure it was out there so people would know what to expect, what time frame, so they're not upset when their appointment's only 30 minutes and they thought they could take all day to do this. No, there's a line behind you. Don't get upset when they tell you there's a bank list out there. They put all that information out for a reason. That was a package if you want to look for a package. The only thing we're looking to get now is 800 numbers so they can tell us what to do. Go here at this time, bring these documents, do this, and that's where you go.
Okay, so may I ask if you've heard from any of your bank sources over the weekend up until today or not? Not since Friday? Since our last call? Oh, okay.
You know why?
Why?
Because they were watching the Super Bowl, so was I. But okay.
Okay, then. Well, I hope they get on up and didn't call in sick today. We need to know some things, so come on in. They're probably too tired to come into work today. Okay, well, thank you, sir. All right,
thank you.
Thanks, Ray.
All right.
I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good day.
Bye-bye. 209, area code, you are on.
Thank you. Good morning, gentlemen. This is your junior senior moment person.
Okay.
I had a situation. I had a situation this weekend. I was planning on giving my daughter the $14,000 and my son-in-law $14,000 because I believe that's what we could do. But now she looks like she's going to be getting a divorce. Can I give her $14,000 and my husband give her $14,000 even though it's out of a joint account? Are you there?
Yep. Trying to figure out how to answer your question. She just decided this weekend she's getting divorced?
Well, it's been coming for a long time, but she finally had enough and walked out.
Oh. I'm truly sorry to hear that. Yeah. But I'm thinking, I thought Ray was going to answer the question, but I'm thinking both of you will be able to give. Nope. There you go. See? There you go.
Nope. I wasn't going to answer the question. I've been talking to utopian way since I'm blue in the face, so I'm not going to be talking about anything else but that.
Oh.
So you can give an answer to that.
Okay.
But
I think you can, but you could ask the IRS really, and they can tell you the truth, I mean, it's really easy one to do, but there's a possibility. But you know what? You can do better than that. You could give her 500,000 dinar. I mean, $500,000 and give her a whole lot more than $14,000.
Well, I've had her buying her own, but I want to do this over and above. Okay, that answers that question.
Okay,
I thank you for
wait,
that.
no, wait. Hold on. You've been waiting for this process for how long?
5 years.
Okay. So, if you gave her $14,000 5 years ago, what do you think she would have from that $14,000 today? Zero. Because she would have spent it in 5 years. Okay.
Well,
now,
I'm hoping I educated her on that.
All right. And if you would have bought her 10 million dinar with just 10,000 of that, and today it went through, you would have gave her $30 million, right?
Correct.
Versus $10,000. Why wouldn't you do that today?
I see what you're saying. Okay, you answered that question for me, and I thank you for that. The other question I have is you guys are talking about live rates on the screen, and I've gone to Forex and tried to do some converting. I've been unsuccessful. Maybe my brain doesn't function properly that way. So right now I'm on what's called the currency switch, and I put in the dong to exchange for the U.S. dollar, and it looks like it's 0.00004. Am I doing something wrong? Am I looking at it wrong, or is that what it is?
You're doing something wrong, and that's what it is. Okay? So that rate is the rate. What you're doing wrong is looking at the wrong screen.
Okay.
The screen that has the current rates on them are at banks, and they're only viewable by people who have permission to view them.
Oh, okay. So after all is said and done, and we want to watch the market after the exchange is going through, maybe we don't exchange the contract rate, and then we want to watch this, where do we go to watch it?
Then you go to the site you're on now, because it will have a current rate.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that one. And one last question, and I know you've covered this many times, but for some reason or other, something was said last Wednesday. No, this is what, Monday, last Friday, and it didn't jive with me. So let's say we go to the bank and we exchange at the rate, say the $4.44. At that time, because we're exchanging at that rate, we're not negotiating at that time. We're just exchanging. But if we want to get, like, say, when we see the wealth manager, that's a separate event. Is that when we're supposed to say, all right, if I leave my money here with you, will you give me this, say, 10% return on my money? Is that the time we do that, or do we do that at the exchange?
Okay. When you're at the exchange, you're just exchanging currency, and I'm trying to get the highest rate I can for my currency. Right now, I want the contract rate, or I want the highest rate I can negotiate right now. When I get to my wealth manager, I want the highest interest and investment rate I can get my money right now, because I already have my money.
Can you repeat that, please? There was some interference on that. I don't know where it came from, because I'm in a quiet place. I'm sorry.
Me
Can you
too.
repeat it?
I'm in a quiet place. Let's blame Ray.
Another line was open, but I got it.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Can you repeat what you said, Tony?
Yes. I said when you're going to your exchange appointment, you only have 30 to 45 minutes. Probably not that too good. That only thing you're negotiating right there is the exchange fee and the rate of exchange. I want the contract rate. I want the highest rate there is. I want, whatever he can give you. He's just going to put it in the system. Because he's just like that teller, just getting paid a little bit more. Okay? Unless he is, in fact, a wealth manager. If you get an appointment with a wealth manager to do your exchange, then yes, you're going to be negotiating right there. So it's going to depend on how much you have who you're doing your exchange with. Tellers aren't negotiating with anybody at the time. Private bankers you negotiate with them with limited force. If you get a wealth manager, and you're going to get a wealth manager if you have the right numbers, you're going to do everything right at that time.
Okay. You answered my question. I appreciate you having to repeat that. Gentlemen, thank you so much. God bless. Have a great day. And I'm out.
Okay, thank you.
All right. 610, you are on. G-Man, PA.
Hey, good afternoon, Ray, and good morning, Tony.
Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm doing super fantastic. And yourself, Tony?
Well, I'm having a little issue, but I'm okay.
All right. You hang in there. Well, again, ladies and gentlemen of the currency community, for all of you who are new to the call and all of you who didn't know, all these calls and all the means of communication that Ray and Tony use to keep us informed need to be paid for. And it's up to all of us out here in the currency community to make donations in order to help pay for the calls. You can help by going to www.TNTSUPERFANTASTIC.com, clicking on that red donate button, and when you do, the name and address will come up to where you can send your check or money order made payable to Raymond Renfrow, P.O. Box 1748, Elm City, that's just like the tree, Elm City, North Carolina, 27822. And for those of you who would like to donate electronically, the Cash App is available on the donation page. And if you're already familiar with and utilizing the Cash App, you can go to $TNT TEAM, and you'll be able to make your donation electronically. And for everyone out there who's wondering too, I am not being paid to ask for these donations. Neither Tony nor Ray has asked me to make these requests for donations. I make these requests of my own volition and my own free will. And again, Tony, Ray, thank you for all you continue to do for us out here in the currency community. Thank you to those 13 task force members still out there, making sure that the bankers and meeting facilities will be available for us post-RV. And I'll close out with Vegas, verification, negotiation, diversification, protect your principal, and rally, so I can come join you and enjoy some of that good home-style North Carolina barbecue. Thank you, gentlemen, and make it a dynamite day.
All right, sir. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
713 area code, you are on.
Ray, Tony, how y'all doing today?
Fantabulous
right.
To the nth degree. And yourself?
Well, I'm like Tony today. I'm not happy that New England won either. So, but I just don't have the voice that he has. but otherwise, I'm doing pretty darn well. Last week, you had said on Wednesday's call that the rate would go international on Friday. I'm assuming that hasn't happened. Is that correct?
Has not happened.
Okay. Do you have any idea when that will be happening, or it's just going to be completely dependent upon when they decide to let this go?
Well, it is completely dependent on them. When I say Friday after 3:45, because it makes sense, and for 7-8 years, I know that's when they wanted to do it. Friday at 3:45, so somewhere right in there.
Okay.
I can't tell you the exact moment, but
sure.
And the thing behind it was for it to go live before the market closed at 4, so the banks could use that rate all throughout the weekend to pay with. So it would be there.
Right.
That was the thinking behind it. So then they changed to 1-2 a.m. because Iraq wanted it to happen an hour before their banks opened, which didn't make sense because I'd be mad if 2 hours before the bank opened, I spent all this money, and then the rate changed that day. But
right.
that became the morning option. Now,
All right.
this thing could go any moment, any time, because the markets supposedly are already using the new rate. So we were told that on Friday, Wednesday, that they're using the new rate on the back screens already, so they could just push it to us at any moment.
Okay. All right. As far as that, your committee man said that contractors would be paying out in Iraq to March 1st. But you're waiting to see if that's been confirmed by any contractors over there. You said that's first of all, right?
Yeah, because I haven't gotten that from any of our contractors. No.
Okay. Why do you think they would have changed that to March 1st? What do you think was the reasoning for that?
Because they thought they weren't going to do this until March the 1st because of Parliament and the need to have the government in place. Now,
okay.
Do they really need that now? Or they were just doing it, like I said, the banks wanted to use the month of February to slow pay and bring in their people. Parliament just went to sleep, but I don't always believe everything because everything doesn't make sense. And I know they still can't be exact with the public. This has got to be a surprise when it happens because of all the bad actors out there. And they're still finding, Dinar in places.
Okay. Have you been able to, I know when we talked on Friday, you had said, obviously the contracts they were going to honor contracts for the Dinar. You were still trying to check, are there any contracts available? They're going to honor any contracts for the Dong. Have you been able to find out about that?
I haven't talked to him over the weekend, but I will tell you, he told me the same thing that he said about the Dinar, that there were no contract rates, that they had been used already. Now, I'm going to say what I said now and what I told him. That wasn't my agreement. It was the Dinar, the Dong, the Zim. I had a price point. What they gave me, this is going to be the rate, and this is how many people we're going to give it to. And I expect them to honor their deal. Now, again, he said he was going back. Now, last time they answered me within an hour. He would call me right back. So, and from very high up. Haven't talked to him yet. Hadn't talked to him over the weekend. But during our next conversation, and hopefully they answered that and some other questions that I put out there.
Okay. All right. You said some people over the weekend had exchanged. You were able to confirm that, right?
Nope,
Did
I
you
didn't
do
say
the
that.
Okay. You said what? I must have misunderstood you.
I know people did exchange already, and then he told us there were banks planned, and they were already doing for the last 2 weeks, 60 people a day.
Right.
And they wanted to do that throughout the month of February. That's what I said.
Okay. All right. And you said that that there were 2 cities in North Carolina that were banks were doing exchanges, and there were other states as well. Can you share what other states this has been happening in, or has it been all states, or just certain ones?
Nope. He said North Carolina, they were doing it, and Reno, they were doing it. So, I don't want you guys running all over Nevada, so he said Reno, because that's what he said. And what was the other one, Ray?
That was it. He just mentioned 2, the Carolinas and Reno.
Oh, okay. Well,
all right.
I will tell you as the other one is. Because it's actually the one where the guy got paid, and that's Illinois.
Oh, Illinois? Okay. All right. So what your thought is on everything is that you really kind of think that it could be something that we have to wait on this budget to be placed into the Gazette, and that would trigger it, or do you think there's anything else that could be, or holding this up, or do you think they really are going to try and still slow walk this whole thing through February? I'm just trying to get a gut on where you think,
I'm thinking it's the Gazette. I'm thinking they want it to be official before Iraq changes the rate. And I think they'll have to do that once they do. Since the budget was built on that and they put the numbers out there. Iraq said they want to start their reconstruction on the 1st of March. That's when they can get all the rest of the money if the rate is done by the 1st of March. So we have to say, do they do the RV, the rate change, show people the lower denoms, and get all the construction money in the right place, all on the 1st of March?
Yeah,
or
that's crazy.
Do they do the RV, get the lower denoms out there, and be ready to go on the 1st of March when they get the real money?
Right. I mean, to me, it doesn't make sense to do it all on one day. That just sounds like chaos. I mean, that's
right.
That's all right. Okay. All right. That's all the questions I had. I hope your voice feels better, man. Sorry for New England. I'm tired of them too, man. But you feel better, and we'll talk to you again. I appreciate
all right,
it, gentlemen.
sir.
Thanks for your time.
Take care.
All right, thanks.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Bye-bye.
360.
Ray.
Yes.
Ray, hold on.
Hold up, 360.
They said Blog Talk is now playing the entry song, and it switched to the first. Whatever. Are you getting a different thing on Blog Talk?
No.
Okay.
It all looks normal here.
All right. I don't know how many people are getting that.
Okay.
All right. Let's go to the next one.
All right. Let me get back to it. What did I say that was? 360, right? Yeah, there we are. 360, you're on.
Good afternoon. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Ivy, for those people complaining about the cold weather in the 50s, we had 3 inches, maybe 3 inches of snow last night, and winter's here. It's not even freezing. It's below that. So, anyway, well, counting my blessings, I went in the bank the other day. I was taking some money and transferring it from one to another, and mainly because I wanted to go into the bank, and the lady that I met at the front, I asked her, I said, just by curiosity, you have a Delarue machine here? And she said, no, it takes 24 hours, but we can have one in 24 hours. And so then I asked her, I said, is there a limit to the size of a deposit that a person could make here? And she said, no, there's absolutely no limit to a deposit. And I said, even if it were $50 million, could you? And she said, there is no limit to the deposit when it's a deposit. She said, we can't give large sums of money out, but they could do the deposit. I didn't ask about the Dinar, but the fact that she was pretty clear about it, because Tony, are there different Delarue machines for foreign currency than for ours?
I think it's the same machine. They just have to put it what it is, which currency as it counts. So they wouldn't have a Delarue machine for every currency out there. It'd have to be the same.
Right. Well,
Let me
yeah.
tell you this real quick, because you're telling me about banks. Banks aren't limited to the amount of money that you take. The limit is the person doing the transaction and what amount they're authorized to deal with. And that's going to change from bank to bank. That's over my limit. I got to get permission to do this or that. You can bring a truckload there. Their thing is they have to have it out the building by 4 o'clock. However much it is, if it's actual cash. They can't keep it at the bank overnight. So that's their problem. And they can't bring in but so much every day in order to give out. So some banks only bring in $20,000. That's their bank for the day. And they have to work with that. And if you come in for $5,000, I come in for $5,000, they're waiting for some of their customers to bring money in to build it back up because they get limited, like especially the smaller ones. And they say, I can't do the transaction. We don't have the bank. They don't do it. So that's what you're looking at. Or if you're going in to make a deposit of $50 million or $50,000 and say, I need to get that 20,000 or 25, and they're going to tell you can't do it. I got to order that for you. Be here tomorrow. I can't let you take half of my bank because they can't do it. All right, I just want to clear that up. Go ahead.
Okay, well, that I appreciate that. Thanks. I wonder about this contract rate dispute as it goes on, whether or not, because the other day you were, I don't know if I'd use it, but your response to it seemed to be that, they straightened up and they confirmed that it was supposed to be, and that was that. And so the fact that it lingers, I wonder if that is an indication that any excuse to delay it, they will.
No, you're thinking they're delaying this because of the contract rates now?
Well, I mean, I don't know. The idea was that as you said, there was a percentage of people that would be allowed to get that, and then I took that to say that they weren't going to allow any contract rate. Did I misunderstand?
Okay. No. Supposedly, some people thought they weren't going to allow the contract rate. So they were saying we already used it. During our call, and what we said on the call, and what he called him afterward and said, the guy above them said, yes, we are going to do the contract rate. Yes, we did save the percentage that he agreed upon, and we're going to do it. And the words were, we need to do this now. I think I told you guys, before he gets his fingers in it. So we need to get the process going because they know where it was going. And I'm not saying that was a threat. It was just being fair. And the guy above said, yes, we are going to honor the agreement. And that's all we ever wanted, just honor the agreement. So I don't think it has anything to do with why it's delayed. It just changed the procedure and let everybody else know that they're going to honor the agreement. That's all.
Cool. Okay, gentlemen, thanks again very much, and we look forward to the big call for sure.
All right.
Have a great day, Tony. Great day, Ray.
Okay. Thank you, sir. 954, area code, you are on. Nine 5-4. No 954? Okay. 770. You're on.
Hello?
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 Is it 770?
Yes. No.
Okay. You said yes?
I thought she said no. She said.
Well, I heard yes and then no. Okay, 770. You're on. No 770? 560? Okay. Sleeping on the call. 718.
718. I think that's me.
Okay.
Good morning, Tony. Good afternoon, Ray.
Good morning.
Good afternoon.
My question is, the people that your sources that give you information, is there any way that, or do they have any means that you don't have, that we get a straight up answer as to are they doing the 800 numbers, or just what are they doing? Because now they're beginning to make people feel like, what has this been all about, if they're not going to get proper instructions as to when and how to do this.
So, we do ask the question. They're still, I said, trying to figure out the best way they think to do this, because they have new people coming in who want to have their own idea instead of what we already established. So hopefully we will find out. We know who to call. We just don't know if they're really ready to give out the exact information yet or not. You know,
but
because
what is it doing?
To change it because they think, you know, this new way will work. And I tried to sit back and say, I don't think this new way will work, and maybe you guys don't really look at this, you know, not looking at it in the right direction, because, you know, CEOs, managers, they look at things a little bit different than guys who are in the warehouse actually doing the work. And when they send things down, the guy in the warehouse says, you know, I'm not doing this crazy mess. You guys keep doing what you're doing. You know, we're going to do it like this. Because what they send out doesn't make sense. They don't know it until they get down there. Then they'll say, oh, I guess that made us look stupid, huh? Yeah, you look pretty stupid.
But right now, they're making, well, at least to me, they're making people like yourself, Tony, and the rest of us feel like, I mean, Ray and the rest of us, feel like, don't we count or don't we matter at all while the bank is calling in just the people that they choose to call in? I mean, it just doesn't, well, it doesn't sit right in terms of, as we've all been waiting a long time. Everybody is tired. So why is it that there's a chosen few?
I can say I agree with you. And I could also say somebody has to be at the front of the line and somebody has to make up the line. So whether it's me, you, or one of them, as long as I'm in line and the line is moving, I'm okay with it. Maybe I'm not first. But
we don't mind being in line. It's just that we would like to know that it's really going to happen, since it's happening for them. I mean, at some point, let us know.
And I'm sure they hear us. And again, I haven't talked to them over the weekend. There was a plan to send us the numbers. I know that, with the directions, with a copy of the NDA, everything else. So we'll just have to see if we're still going in that direction. I think we are. But the longer this drags out, the closer it gets, you know, they change committee, this guy to this guy. I got some new ideas, and they try and push last one. I think we're pretty safe, guys. It was a good plan. Okay?
Well, I totally appreciate you all. Completely, totally. And
all right, thank you.
My prayer is that they'll get to you even sooner than myself, because you've actually sacrificed and done so much.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. But as long as we're all going, that's my feeling. Let's all go. Okay?
All right. Thank you.
Okay. 707. Squeeze you in.
All right. Thank you very much. Let me take my speaker off. Yeah. You know, I'll tune in with that lady just ahead of me, and I certainly agree that the way these, I don't know if it's the new people that are coming in or what it is, and so I'm not saying this to Ray or Tony. I'm hoping to say this to the people that are listening that can do something about it, because it leaves us wondering where. We don't mind being in a line, but we would like to know where the line starts. and how to get in it. And I think that's only fair. The other thing that I hear so much on the other ones that I trust a little bit, or other gurus, they're all saying that HSBC is the only one that's going to be doing the ZIM. And yet I hear you talking about the ZIM rate being on other bank screens. Would you clarify that for me, please?
Supposedly HSBC and Wells Fargo will be doing the ZIM.
Oh, okay. So they're affiliated.
Yes, that's who it's supposed to be with right now. It's because they chose to do it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's okay. So anyway, just my comments, and I appreciate it. I first got off. I thought most of my questions had been answered, but I just wanted to make a comment to those who, the powers that be, to hear it. That I think a lot of people would really like to know where the line is and how to get in it.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. And
thank you.
And God bless both of you. Thank you very much.
All righty. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, Tony, let's wrap this one up and put it to bed.
First of all, I cannot believe Ray made me work this long today. And I told him my throat was sore before we even started. And he did the whole 2 hours. It's okay. I remember that next time he said man. All right, guys. I know it's Monday morning. There wasn't a whole lot of changes. Either the bank is still going with their plan by Tuesday or we'll hear a difference. I feel confident when they're saying it's done. I got live rates. They just won't let me release it this time. It's the first time we've gotten live rates on the veteran, and they've held this long as live rates. You remember back in the green, yellow days and the flashing days and the going up and down? Been the same rate consistently, and they've been holding since they said it was a live rate. Not only that, but it matches what I'm getting in 4 different countries. The rate is matching the same as a live rate, which is a good thing. We're just waiting for the release. I already went over the plans. Let's see if Tuesday's it. If not, Wednesday when we come back, I'm sure we'll have an update. If it goes in the Gazette, we'll all be that much happier, and we should be ready to go. All right? Because good news is coming up. You guys enjoy your day. I know the weekend didn't go the way we wanted it to, and I was talking about New England won because we didn't want that. But RV, every day is a great day. We're that much closer to it. Don't be disappointed. Take the time to make sure you're ready and do what people are telling me. Somebody just told me they bought another $1 million while we were doing this call. While we're doing the call. That's what you do. Every day they don't, you should. Extend it out more and more. All right, Ray.
All right, ladies and gents, this is Monday. It's just the first part of the week. We're in a brand new week with some new exciting things we're looking forward to, as Tony already shared with you. So we'll see what happens tomorrow and where that puts us on Wednesday when we come back with either a pre-RV call or a post one way or the other. We'll talk to you Wednesday. Keep believing.